The sun dipped low over Crystal Lake, painting the water gold and casting long shadows from the pines that framed Ethan Carter's new home. He'd spent $80,000 on this lakefront haven, a modest 3-bedroom with creaky floors but a VYEW that stole his bray of the shimmering expanse of water with mountains in the distance. The dock out back was perfect for Saw Legacy Saw, the 20-foot fishing boat his father had left him, a vessel weathered by time but heavy with memories of dawn fishing trips and quiet talks about life. After a brutal divorce and months in a soulless apartment, this place felt like a lifeline. But Ethan had no idea that moving to Pinewood Shores would pit him against a ruthless homeowners association and unravel a conspiracy that would shake the town to its core. The trouble started 3 weeks after Ethan settled in. He'd been savoring his new routine working remotely, drifting on Saw Legacy Saw during lunch breaks, the lake's calm soothing his battered soul. His neighbors, George and Evelyn Harper, a warm retired couple, had welcomed him with homemade lemonade and tales of the neighborhood's golden days. Things changed when the new HOA board took over, Evelyn whispered, glancing around as if the pines had ears. "Watch out for Margaret Ellison, the president. She runs this place like her personal empire." George chuckled, but his eyes were uneasy. Ethan nodded, too enchanted by his new life to dwell on their warnings. Then came the letter, taped to his door after a Friday evening on the lake. Ethan's stomach sank as he read the official Pinewood Shores HOA notice, a $500 fine for unauthorized mooring of his boat, plus $200 daily penalties unless he removed it within 24 hours. Stunned, he scoured his closing documents, finding no mention of boat bans. His real estate agent, Lisa Bennett, had breezily assured him boats were common here. "It's a lake community," she'd said. Digging through his spam folder, Ethan found her email with HOA rules, but even those were vague, only mentioning aesthetic standards for the waterfront. No clear prohibition. The next morning, Ethan marched to the HOA's office, a sleek building at the neighborhood's entrance. Margaret Ellison awaited, a woman in her 60s with silver hair sculpted like armor and a smile as cold as the lake in winter. "Mr. Carter," she said, barely glancing up from her desk, "your boat VYOLAT Section 7, Paragraph 4, no personal watercraft except HOA-approved kayaks." Ethan Protstead had seen other boats on the lake. "Grandfathered exceptions," Margaret snapped, her eyes flicking over his faded jeans with disdain. "Your boat is an eyesore. Remove it, or the fines stand." When Ethan mentioned Saw Legacy Saw's sentimental value and asked for a variance, her smirk said it all: he was wasting his time. As he left, voices drifted from a conference room. "His lot's perfect for the marina expansion," a man said. "If he can't use his boat, he'll sell," Margaret replied. "Patience, Victor." Ethan froze, heart pounding. Victor Ramsey, the HOA VYC president and a real estate tycoon, was plotting to force him out. That night, over dinner with George and Evelyn, Ethan learned more. "Victor's been pushing out original residents for years," Evelyn said, passing him pie. "They banned our bird feeders, fined us for our mailbox. They want wealthier buyers for their big projects." George nodded. "They can't legally EVYCT us, but they make life hell until you break." Ethan stood on his deck, staring at Saw Legacy Saw bobbing under the moonlight. The fines would bankrupt him, but storing his father's boat or selling it felt like betrayal. MOVYing again wasn't an option. "They picked the wrong guy," he muttered to the night. The next day, he headed to the county library, where librarian Claire Morgan, sharp-eyed and no-nonsense, helped him dig into property records. Hours later, they struck gold. Crystal Lake was county-owned, with public access guaranteed since the 1960s. The HOA's claim of exclusive ownership was a lie, unsupported by any legal transfer. Claire introduced Ethan to Henry Walsh, a retired city clerk with a mind like a steel trap. "They can't ban your boat on public water," Henry confirmed. "And your docks on your property, they have no say." Armed with this, Ethan emailed the HOA, attaching the documents and demanding they rescind the fine. Instead, Victor called, inviting him to his office. Victor's suite screamed money glass walls, Lake VYUs, models of planned developments. "We don't want trouble," Victor said, his smile predatory. "My company will buy your house at 15 Fan Tram above market. Find another place, and this boat nonsense ends." Ethan refused. Victor's charm vanished. "Our attorneys can drag this out for years. Fines will pile up. Think about your quality of life." The next day, 2 new violations arrived: Dula 304 weeds, wildflowers Ethan had planted, and Dula 304 non-compliant porch paint. The message was clear: surrender or suffer. Ethan's resolve hardened. Watching jet skiers race freely from the public boat launch, an idea sparked. If the lake was public, why not prove it loudly? He cited Crystal Marine, where owner Carlos Rivera, a former boat racer with a grudge against Victor, lit up at Ethan's plan for a jet ski race. "Victor screwed me over years ago," Carlos said, wiping grease from his hands. "Bought my old marina through shady deals, turned it into an elite yacht club. I'm in." Carlos rallied the Crystal Wave Riders, a jet ski club banned by Margaret's noise complaints. Their leader, Nate, a burly P coach, promised 30 riders and equipment. Claire connected Ethan with journalist Mia Torres, who'd been chasing Victor's shady deals. "This race could blow their lives wide open," Mia said, eyes gleaming. They planned the Crystal Lake Freedom Fest for a Saturday, coinciding with the HOA's ritzy investor party at Margaret's lakefront mansion. Mia's pre-event article, citing Ethan's documents, went viral locally. But the HOA fought back. Daily violations piled up: trash cans, plants, even Ethan's voice on his deck. Carlos warned that Victor was lobbying to privatize the lake. Claire found records of a failed HOA bid to claim the lake 5 years prior, yet they posted private water signs anyway. A cease and desist letter arrived, which Henry dismissed as baseless. The night before the race, Victor appeared at Ethan's house, tense and flushed. "Cancel the event, and we'll drop all fines. I'll add 5 Fan Tram to our offer." Ethan refused. "You'll regret this," Victor hissed. "You don't know who you're dealing with." His words lingered, chilling Ethan. At dawn, chaos struck. The lake level had dropped 3 feet overnight, exposing mud flats. Carlos found the dam's control gate deliberately opened by someone with official access. Then police arrived, citing a pollution ad sorry from a county official, Roger Tate. Mia's quick checks found no ad sorry online, and Ethan spotted Victor GIVYing boat tours at the HOA party, untouched by the pollution. An anonymous tip sent Mia an audio of Victor and Roger plotting the drainage and fake report. The police, seeing the EVY denke, backed off. The race went on, scaled down but triumphant, jet skis roaring past Margaret's horrified guests. Mia interviewed furious residents, exposing years of HOA abuse. But VY Tory was short-lived. Ethan returned home to a new violation, a safety inspection, by Victor's brother-in-law, claiming thousands in repairs for bogus issues. Mia confirmed the fraud. Ethan called attorney Daniel Brooks, a grizzled HOA fighter. "They've gone too far," Daniel said, drafting a legal demand with Ethan's EVY denke, the drainage, fake report, and sham inspection. Mia's exposé, paired with Ethan's financial sleuthing via tech friend Alex Reed, revealed fines funneled to Victor's shell company. County official Laura Mendoza launched an environmental probe, confirming the drainage's ecological harm. At a tense HOA meeting, Ethan and Daniel presented their case, playing the incriminating audio. Chaos erupted. Laura arrived with police, announcing Roger's confession and a warrant for Victor and Margaret's records. As they fled, Ethan found photos on his porch taken inside his home, one of him sleeping. A note read, "This is just the beginning." Police found a camera in his vent, escalating the stakes. Victor's wife, Rachel, turned whistleblower, delivering documents tying Victor and Margaret to a $100 million resort plan, with the lake as its centerpiece. At a city council meeting, Ethan's EVY Denke, backed by Rachel's files, exposed a mineral scheme involving State Senator Edward Blake. An FBI agent, Thomas Reed, arrested Victor, Margaret, and Blake for fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy. The lake was protected, the HOA reformed under George's leadership, and an annual freedom race was born. Yet Ethan remained wary. An email from an unknown sender warned, "The game continues." The resort was a cover for rare earth minerals worth millions, and Blake's allies were still out there. As Ethan sat on his porch, saw Legacy saw docked proudly, he knew the fight wasn't over. But with his friends, his boat, and a VY RAL post captioned, "They find me for my boat. Now we race on their private lake." He'd shown that one man could topple a corrupt empire. The freedom race would roar again, a reminder that bullies sometimes pick the wrong guy to push.